Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gianluca Masi speaking from Rome on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope Project. It is such a big pleasure for me to be here this morning, at least morning here in Italy, because we are hopefully going to see something unique that is a very special meteor shower, that is the Tau Herculids meteor shower, that is something new which has been announced a few days ago. I will tell you a bit more about this, but I want to start sharing live images right away. Then I will introduce this experience. I will also thank all those who made possible for us to share these images, and I will also add a few comments about this interesting potential event, and you will understand why I tell just potential. Right now I'm just going to share with you some live images, and let's hope that this will work right away as it did during my previous tests. Here we are, friends. These are some live views from several places. I will be introducing these right away, just checking that everything is up and running. Okay. So friends, first of all, let me say why we are here, because very likely you have heard that tonight we could perhaps see something very special, a new meteor shower that is, we are used to look at the shooting stars perhaps in August with the Perseids, and perhaps even in December with the Geminids. But this time we are here because perhaps a new meteor shower could show for the very first time. Its name is a Tau Herculid meteor shower, and it is connected with the position of the radiant, that is the point on the sky from where the shooting star should apparently come in the Hercules constellation. And what is interesting here is that this interesting possible potential meteor shower is connected with a very special comet. That is the comet 63P Schwassmann-Wachmann 3, which was discovered in 1930, and this comet showed to be extremely special because it just because this comet during the years showed to break up in several smaller pieces. So this is the most intriguing aspect of this comet. While it was discovered in 1930, basically later on, when it returned in our sky, we discovered that this comet was just fragmented in several smaller pieces. And by the way, in the past I could see this myself with my own telescope. And of course, a comet just breaking up is a very interesting element to hope to see a meteor shower, because as we know from the Perseids, for example, they are connected with the debris of a comet, the Swift-Tuttle comet in that case. For the Geminids in December are connected with the asteroid Phaeton and its debris. So in principle, having a comet nucleus breaking up will make available, it is quite obvious to understand, a huge cloud of debris, and we can hope that those debris can actually cross the Earth orbit, if of course their orbit is bringing them close enough to our own orbit. So by the same mechanism, just making the Perseids and the Geminids available, just in case there were enough debris in the case of this comet, the 73P Schwassmann-Wachmann comet. If we have enough debris, we can hope that something will show. But before we really see if this is the case, and we are here to see, because you can see all these images, every image is showing the location from where it is coming, and I will acknowledge all those making these images available later on, if we will see a streak, there are chances that it could belong to this new Tau Herculid meteor shower. So let me say this again. We are here because predictions were made to see something special, a new meteor shower, the Tau Herculids, connected with the comet 73P Schwassmann-Wachmann 3. This is because this comet just over the past showed to break up in several pieces, and while doing that it created a huge cloud of debris, and those debris are very welcome if you really want to see a meteor shower, provided that the orbit of the comet is bringing the comet and the debris close enough to the Earth orbit, because we have to cross that cloud debris, okay? And the comet is just on its way to make another apparition in our sky this summer, and so the debris hopefully connected with the breakup events we mentioned are traveling ahead of the comet, and in this case we should just jump into that debris cloud. But there are several hypotheses needed for this. First of all, that at the breakup time, those debris were released fast enough to put them in the right orbit, in the right dynamical conditions to hopefully create this cloud debris. And all those if are just hypotheses. We really don't know what will happen. Perhaps nothing, perhaps something great. Anyway, I want to just to introduce a bit more what we are here. I want to thank all those who made these images available, and the Gemini South telescope in Chile, the Kitt Peak Observatory, the Catalina Sky Survey, the Caltech Palomar Observatory, the Atlas project, and they kindly made all these images available upon our request, because when I realized that the potential peak of this possible new meteor shower was happening in the American morning, I wrote to several colleagues there in the right place of the world if we could use their all-sky cameras to share their views and hopefully see something special. But you know, we really have to wait and see if those predictions were correct or not. But if we will see nothing, I will not blame my colleagues who made the predictions, because predictions not happening are a very genuine part of the story. So again, I want to thank the NOIRLab for providing their images from Gemini Sud and Kitt Peak. I want to thank the Catalina Sky Survey for providing, and the Mount Lemo Science Center providing their images from Arizona. I also want to thank the Caltech and Palomar Observatory for the image in California, and the Atlas project for their images in Hawaiian Islands and Chile. So we are basically seeing things from Chile, from Arizona, from California and Hawaiian Islands. So I believe that this is a quite interesting, truly interesting multi-vision from very different regions of the sky, of the Earth, sorry. And as we can see, the best views are coming from Kitt Peak and the Catalina Sky Survey. They are under very good skies, and also from Palomar Observatory in California. So I really want to thank the people working there for just making possible for us to reach you with this live feed. Otherwise it was impossible for us to run, because we are in Italy. While I'm speaking, there is a very hot sun already above the horizon. So we are basically seeing this, witnessing this with hopes to see something in 20-30 minutes by now, just thanks to the kindness of these people who made their all sky cameras available for our very own enjoyment. Again, I want to repeat what is happening here. We are waiting to hopefully see this new meteor shower, the Tau Herculids, after we read with you the announcement of such a possible show, friends. This is something very new, and it is connected to a comet that is the 73P Schwassmann-Wachmann Comet 3, which was discovered in 1930. And this is a very intriguing comet because during the years, or since it was discovered, especially over the last few decades, it showed us several breakup events. That is, its nucleus fragmented into smaller pieces, and you can easily understand how, in principle, this could create a huge cloud of debris, because imagine these icy and rocky worlds just breaking up, and this extreme event will create fragments, of course, of the original nucleus, but also a huge amount of dust. And this was, of course, observed by several telescopes, including the Hubble Space Telescope during 1996, when I also observed with my telescope this intriguing object. And because of this breaking up event, we can hope that the right amount, enough dust was released, and that the grains were just ejected with the right speed to create the right dynamical conditions to create such a dusty cloud moving ahead of the comet, which is a mandatory condition for us to hopefully see this meteor shower. So after all, we have a comet 73P, and this comet just fragmented its nucleus, created smaller pieces, and while doing that, it hopefully created a huge cloud of dust. And if those dusty grains were ejected from the nucleus of the breakup event fast enough, they could be moving in an orbit, just creating the right conditions for us to hopefully see something. But we really don't know if we will see something or not, because this is just a prediction, and we have several hypotheses, and we can only hope to see perhaps something. But the only way for us to understand if the prediction was right or not is just to wait. What we are seeing here are real-time images, as you can see, coming from several observatories worldwide, and they are making possible for us to ideally being there, looking up, and who knows, with some luck, we can perhaps see bright streak or a number of them. And I want to just to underline that all this is happening thanks to technology and thanks to the kindness of the people working at the observatories, just acknowledged just below every Earth sky image. Without them, without their kindness, we could not be here, friends. Right now I'm trying to adjust, to hopefully adjust one thing. Let me say what we are looking up continuously. I'm here looking with you because this is, of course, the very same experience for me. It is something I'm really hoping to see together with you. A burst of meteors belonging to this possible new meteor shower that is the Tau Herculids. I'm just updating a few things. Let me see if I can. Okay. So friends, predictions were made just to see something, just in case, around 5, okay, in a few minutes there was the nominal peak, the prediction, the predicted peak, but you know, we are here waiting together. I want to share with you a few images. Just to be sure that we have also a larger view. This is from the Kitt Peak Observatory in Arizona, NOIRLab. While this is from the Catalina Sky Survey, Mount Lemmon in Arizona too. And prediction about this possible meteor shower said 5 universal time as the nominal possible peak. So we are just here waiting. And if you look at these larger images, you can see there is a quite bright star in the very center, okay? That is the star Arcturus, which is one of the brightest stars in the sky, and the radiant, making the name of this possible meteor shower Tau Herculids, belongs to the Hercules constellation, and it is not far from that star. You can just wait, my friends. As I said, you can only hope. We are not far from there, so that star as for the radiant. Let's hope. We are waiting, just waiting for new images. Every time, just switching between the images offering the best clear sky. This is the panel showing all the available Earth sky cameras, friends. And of course, we are really hoping to see something. From time to time, I'm switching between the best cameras, that is those showing the best clear skies, and while waiting I'm also trying to adjust a few things in those images. And okay, let's hope. We are just at the nominal predicted time, but I also want to underline this. Provided the predictions were correct, very likely these were faint meteors because their speed was relatively slow. But we have to wait and see, as typical in these cases. Sorry. Just to give you an idea about the sky above other locations. This is a very nice demonstration telling us how technology can really help sharing these experiences, because I am in Italy. The sun is already very hot here, so broad daylight, but I had the idea to contact these colleagues in the US and in the South America, just to make sure if they could kindly make their all sky cameras available, because they are very panoramic sites, you see, and with some luck this could be enough for us to see something, if any. All or nothing. This is an all or nothing event, as it has been correctly said. Let's really hope. We really want to see something, but Mother Nature has the last words. Of course, we will be waiting. Just making sure that okay. We will exploit every possibility. I'm amazed to see how beautiful is the night sky right now here in Arizona. And let's hope we will see something at some point. We really hope that predictions will turn out to be true, but this is the typical journey of science, just to see if predictions happen or not. This was a truly extreme event. And we can just hope and see. As I said several times now, we are right now inside the nominal predicted peak. So we will be waiting just in case. Again, I want to thank all the people and institutions who made this live feed possible, and they are properly acknowledged below each all sky camera. In particular, we are receiving images from Gemini South Chile, Kitt Peak and Catalina Sky Survey in Arizona, from Palomar Observatory in California. We are also connected with the Mauna Loa Observatory, the Hawaiian Islands, and also another connection from Chile. So we have two connections from Arizona, two connections from Chile, one from California and one from Hawaiian Islands. Still looking up virtually together, hoping to see something. This announced hypothetical new meteor shower, that is the Tau Herculids, connected to comet Schwassmann-Wachmann 3, 73P. This comet is very interesting because it's sure to breaking up quite easily, and there were dozens of fragments of the original nucleus spotted over the last apparitions. This comet is a periodic comet coming back every 5.5 years more or less, so it is a very old friend, even if it was discovered just less than 1 century ago, but it is coming back quite often, as I said. Here we can see perhaps a streak but this is not connected with I think it is not connected with this potential meteor shower because its direction has nothing to do. Okay, let's open wait. If you look here in the center, there is a very faint trail, but I don't think this is a genuine Tau Herculid because I don't see it in the right direction, and the aspect, it is not the one I would expect from a meteor, just for the record, as they say. But we are still up and running. And let's hope we will have some luck. I see many people connected tonight. We can just hope to be rewarded with something showing. How beautiful looking up is. In any case, I'm happy that we are enjoying this large panoramic view of the night sky from these very dark places. I want to thank the institutions again which made possible for us to run this live feed. The NOIRLab, the Catalina Sky Survey, Caltech Palomar Observatory, and the Atlas project. They are properly credited below their Earth sky camera, as you can see. I see the best sky is coming from Catalina Sky Survey and Kitt Peak, both in Arizona. I see they are blessed with perfect skies. And with some luck, who knows? Sorry. We are here together. Just hoping we can only hope. Let's hope we will see meteors. I really love checking predictions. I mean, we were just intrigued by the idea to see this completely new, a brand new meteor shower, the Tau Herculids, connected with a very special comet 73P, Schwassmann-Wachmann 3, and this comet having a orbital period of 5.4 years, and this one was discovered in 1930, and we saw its nucleus breaking up in many pieces over its last apparitions, and the next one is expected this summer. And those breaking up events generated smaller fragments of the original nucleus, but likely a huge amount of debris, and those dusty debris could be the source of an interesting meteor shower, and predictions were made that this could happen tonight. We are right now in the, just around the predicted nominal peak, but there were some hypotheses just making this prediction weak. That is, those dusty grains should be ejected with the right speed to create this dusty cloud, possibly originating the meteor shower. There were some hints that that this could be the case, so we are here hoping, looking up virtually thanks to these beautiful all-sky cameras kindly made available by our colleagues at the Catalina Sky Survey and at Kitt Peak, NOIRLab. And hopefully we will see something, at least a very beautiful sky. But I'm really amazed every time a prediction is made. I always want to be out there and check if the prediction was right or not, and if yes, of course I will be happy. If not, I will be happy anyway, because this is how science goes. And checking predictions is a very critical and precious part of the scientific journey, of the science journey, just enriching our knowledge. Again, we are with the whole collections of images with those coming from Kitt Peak and Catalina Sky Survey, and Palomar Observatory providing the better views. They have clear skies there, while I see that Chile is under clouds tonight. But we are still here, just looking up together virtually from the comfort of our homes. So we are really grateful to those who made available for us these live all-sky cameras, giving us the opportunity to look up from the comfort of our homes. Back to the detailed views. Really hoping to see something together. Chances are, by the way, that the speed of these meteors, these dusty grains, could be too low to create bright meteors. But we will know just looking up. This is why we are here every time. And with some luck, we can still see something. keeping an eye together to this interesting virtual cameras. The radiant of this announced meteor shower is not far from the bright Arcturus star, the one sitting in the very center of the image. So I see that Arizona offering us these live views from Catalina Sky Survey and the Kitt Peak Observatory are just at their best. I mean, are placed in the best areas because that star, the region of interest, is just in the very center of the sky right now. No moon around, so this is also offering the best possible conditions to observe something. We are still looking up, my friends. Waiting, hoping, finger crossed. So far, at least, I did not see any obvious. But still looking up, thanks to these amazing all sky views. Let's hope in something good. Okay. You can see these images show the just there when they were collected, the date and the time in universal time, as well as the exposure time. Okay. We are just looking up together. Nobody knows what will happen, what we will see in the very next minute. This is the beauty of astronomy, the beauty of Mother Nature. As I always love to say, I see so many people connected. I want to thank all of you for joining this live feed, and I'm pretty sure everyone would say thank you very much to those institutions which made possible for us to be here tonight. They kindly shared the feed from their all sky cameras, so I want to thank really Keep Peak, Gemini South, Catalina Sky Survey, Palomar Observatory, Mauna Loa Observatory, and Rio Hurtado, Chile, and the institutions just managing those observing sites: NOIRLab, the Catalina Sky Survey, Caltech, and the Atlas Project. We are still looking up. At least me, I didn't see any obvious streak. I have to remind you that this is a prediction. We are still on time, I believe, but this is a prediction, and also predictions say that a critical parameter here was the speed of the dusty grains, and we could expect that speed to be at the lower limit, and very likely we could not expect bright meteors. So in principle, while we are looking this way, faint meteors could be showing, but they could be too faint to be recorded. But this is just my personal hypothesis, just in case the meteor shower is happening, but being too faint for those meteors to be recorded. This is a possible also hypothesis, and the faintness of the meteors was also part of the original prediction, connected to the speed of the dusty grains just feeding the meteor shower. We really don't know. What will happen at the very end. But we are now about 30 minutes after the nominal predicted peak, and nothing bright, at least if I look at correctly, showed up in the sky so far. But let's wait, just admiring these beautiful starry panoramas coming from Kitt Peak Observatory in Arizona and from the Catalina Sky Survey in Arizona too. Let's hope we can still see something, friends. There is also a streak here in the upper right, but it has nothing to do with a meteor. see the same streak is also in the Catalina Sky Survey image. At least I think so. Looking up together. No, I agree, this is a satellite trail. I believe, but or not. We will check this later, but I'm not sure. I believe this is I would suspect this is not connected with what we are waiting for. Still looking up together. Keeping our eyes on these beautiful sights from Kitt Peak, Arizona, and the Catalina Sky Survey, Arizona 2. And we are really waiting image after image to see if something happened. Or not. Waiting and waiting. Perhaps waiting is the most important element in observing astronomy. We are here looking up, of course. And we hope to hopefully see something together. How beautiful these images are. But so far, at least personally, I have not seen any hint of very special activity. It is interesting to see in this case from the live feed coming from Catalina Sky Survey, the domes are opened. Sorry. Sorry, friends. We are still up and running. But again, so far, no obvious hints of a very special meteor activity. Again, I want to repeat why we are here. You know, predictions were made and announced recently about the possibility to see a brand new meteor shower, the Tau Herculid meteor shower, connected with a very special comet 73P Schwassmann-Wachmann 3. And the idea behind these predictions was this. This comet showed to break up quite often in a huge number of pieces over its last apparitions, and together with those fragments from the original the parent body, the parent nucleus, of course fragmentation generates plenty of dusty grains. And the idea behind this predictions is this: those dusty grains could put into orbit, bringing them in a favorable way to the Earth orbit, toward the Earth orbit, moving toward the Earth orbit just before the comet coming back, and the comet is coming back this summer. So, provided there were enough dusty grains ejected at the right speed, they could create a dusty cloud just behind the comet, I mean, and in this case we should meet that dusty cloud today. And in that case there were chances to see an unusual meteor activity connected with these dusty clouds. But at least so far, friends, I have not seen any special rate. But here we are, just to free see and check together. Still looking up, I see another faint streak. If you look here, this could be interesting. Faint, anyway. We have to wait and see if this one is visible also in the next image. If so, of course, it will be a satellite ray for sure. Still waiting. As I say many times, waiting is the key word of observing astronomy. When you are looking up, checking for predictions to be correct or not. Okay, you can see here that there is a faint trail at the very top, and just telling us that was a satellite, as I suspected. Still looking up, my friends. So many people waiting, looking up together via the virtual telescope project. no obvious intense activity so far. I invite you to look when we share the Catalina Sky Survey or Sky camera in the north direction on the top, when you can see a couple of domes opened, and image after image you can see they are looking in different directions, so they are at work. I want to send my greetings to my friend Gregory Leonard, working there right away, I believe. Greg discovered the comet Leonard, named after him, and that comet was a superb show at the beginning of the year. And you can see the dome is rotating. Nothing obvious so far, my friends. But we are here up and running. You never know if and when something will happen due to uncertainties, traveling with predictions by definition. So we are here waiting and looking up just in case predictions made about a potentially new meteor shower were true or not. All or nothing. This event was defined this way. Not 50%. If predictions were correct, they were 100%. Otherwise 0%. Because the key factor, just hopefully providing the show, was so critical that if that factor was satisfied, if that hypothesis was satisfied, in particular the speed of the ejected particles, okay, we could see the meteor shower. Otherwise, no. And so far, at least to the sensitivity level of the Sky cameras we are using, I didn't see anything. Just sharing. This is an interesting object I see here, but I don't think this is a meteor connected with what we are seeing. But very likely it was a meteor anyway, but I don't know for sure. But of course its direction was not related with the Tau Herculids. Let's hope. At some point it will be interesting to check what images, what the Sky images recorded. There are also, while I'm trying to, while while speaking, I'm trying to put together what is happening to possibly offer an insight, because at some point we can start. Look here on the upper right, there is likely a short meteor. Let's wait for the next image. Well, we are here waiting for this meteor shower to happen or not, but so far at least we didn't see anything bright showing. Okay, and for sure I believe we had no long and bright outburst. Long because if in case of a long peak, you should see meteors on several images, just covering a long enough time window. I didn't see this, at least this is my impression. Okay, so no long duration outburst, and I believe also no bright outburst, because so far we did not see any bright meteor connected with the Tau Herculid radiant, you know. There are still a few possibilities. For example, when you are taking images via an all sky camera, you can have some overhead time, some dead time between the images. You are taking an image, then the image is shown, perhaps there is a dead time before the next image is taken, and if a meteor will show during those dead time, it is not going to be recorded. Just imagining that this dead time is a few seconds on both the cameras we are using. If you have a few meteors, a very short outburst just happening, very unlikely in that time frame, you will miss it. Okay? I'm just looking also on the web. Okay. People are writing us. Some people are writing us that they saw a few meteors in a very short time from the East Coast, USA. I will check. I will look into this later. But so far, I'm not seeing any bright shower. And we are still waiting. Sorry. Looking up together. The bright star Vega is just shining east, while Arcturus is shining not far from the very center of our images, and you can see also the Big Dipper not far from the center, a bit on the upper right. Keeping our finger crossed. This is from Mount Lemmon Sky Center. Catalina Sky Survey. Still waiting, still hoping to see something together. I just enlarged the image a bit. Still looking up together, my friends. Who knows what will happen? These cameras from Catalina Sky Survey, Mount Lemmon Sky Center, and Caltech Observatory are basically showing the same sky because they are physically close each other in Arizona. And in about 10 minutes, I think, I will keep this live feed running with no audio. Just to hopefully provide you with a live feed, just to look at it. How beautiful every time for me to look and share the real-time cosmos. But still no obvious tricks. so nice to look at the sky, no matter the meteors, at least for me, because I really love the experience. I really love looking up under such a very beautiful starry sky, my friends. But I understand this is me. Truly beautiful. Hope you are having fun while hoping, even if we are now about 1 hour after the nominal prediction. So perhaps it is starting to be late. Let me see if I can do something different. This way we can, I believe, see both the cameras. They offer very similar views because, as I said, the observatory is kindly sharing these Earth sky cameras are not far from each other. And the good here is that if we see something on an image, very likely, if real, it should be on the other image as well, provided they were collected in parallel. Looking up virtually, all of us together. We are still up and running, my friends, hoping to see something, but I believe we can start saying that no obviously bright meteors showed, and this could be the only caveat here, because these meteors, as predictions said, could be faint because of their low speed, the low speed of the dusty grains possibly generating the shooting stars. And if that was the case, so slow dusty grains, the resulting meteors could be faint enough to be missed by these all-sky cameras. Okay. Another possibility is that some activity showed while these cameras were not taking images, while they are taking images almost all the time. It could be some dead time, not observing time between two images. Okay, some kind of a pause, you know, and in that case, just in case of very short outburst, it could be missed. This is just a technical possibility. Okay, so nothing very bright happened. At least I think we can say this. Nothing very bright and long duration, no long duration and bright activity. We are left with the possibility that, as predictions said, this could be faint meteors, and in that case maybe we missed them because they were too faint to be recorded here, and in this case naked eye could do better. This is at least considering my past experience. But we can still hope and see for a few more minutes. Still nothing visible to me. We've been up and running for about 80 minutes now. So friends, I want to summarize what we did, what we hoped, what we saw. We have been here because predictions were made to see a brand new meteor shower, the Tau Herculid meteor shower, connected with the comet 73P, the Schwassmann-Wachmann 3 comet. This comet is a very intriguing object because it showed breaking up its nucleus quite easily, and over the last apparitions we observed dozens of those fragments. And such easy fragmentation, while generating those smaller pieces from the original nucleus, of course also generated, because of the violence of the breakup event, plenty of dusty grains all around. Okay, those dusty grains could have the potential to create a meteor shower, provided of course the Earth orbit and the comet orbit of course are close enough for the Earth to jump into that dusty cloud. So in principle we had all the ingredients for that. The only caveat just underlined by the prediction, because predictions were made in a great way, I want to say this, just they underlined that the weak point here mainly was the speed at which the dusty grains were released, because in order to create the right dusty cloud producing a meteor shower, those dusty grains should be ejected, I mean, speedy enough to create just to create the dynamical to start the dynamical mechanism, just hopefully feeding a meteor shower. That was the only uncertainty, and of course it was a critical, vital uncertainty. And so far, at least to my knowledge, to what I've seen here, we have missed a bright meteor shower, and a bright meteor shower was actually not predicted, because predictions say that hopefully we were in the lower range for the dusty grain speed, and slow dusty grains would produce relatively faint meteors, faint enough not to be recorded by all-sky cameras, but perhaps still visible by naked eye. Our natural eyes are amazing in their sensitivity. So in principle, what I can say now is this: we had a bright outburst with many bright meteors. We didn't see this, and we have been here together. So no long duration outburst with bright meteors. There are still chances that meteors were faint enough to be missed via these all-sky cameras, and but still visible to naked eye. So at some point it will be interesting to read and check if people under dark skies could see at least something with their own eyes. I will not be surprised if this will happen, because as I said, eyes have a very, very high sensitivity. Another possibility, but this is just for the record, but still possible, you know, is this: that an outburst, a very short one, happened during the dead time of this imaging system. That is, between two images, there could be a few seconds, a handful of seconds of inactivity of these web cameras, of these all-sky cameras. So this is unlikely, but still possible, that something showed when the imaging devices were not acquiring data. This is still possible, but it is less likely to me. Very likely, what I can say, no bright and long duration outburst. Still there is room for faint meteors, and at some point I will be very curious to see what people will report from their observations from dark sky observations from dark sky places. That is something I'm very curious to read about, to listen. I'm just trying to see. Okay. Stay looking up virtually. At this point, my friends, I'm going to stop my audio feed, because I think that at this point the hopes are over, but I will leave this open so that you can still see these live images coming from Kitt Peak and Catalina Sky Survey, and hopefully, just in case something will show, you will be here looking. So I want to thank all of you for joining this live feed, and again I really want to thank who made possible for us to run this live feed, my friends, because without their kindness we really could do nothing, my friends. Okay, I'm just trying to adjust. So I want really to thank the Gemini South and Kitt Peak observatories, and of course NOIRLab. I also want to thank Catalina Sky Survey, Mount Lemmon Science Center. Also want to thank Caltech Palomar Observatory and the Atlas Project for their images from Mauna Loa Observatory, Hawaiian Islands, and Rio Hurtado in Chile. This is just to give you an hint. Just want to make sure. Okay, my friends. Here we are. So happy that we could be here together and observe and try to observe this. So my gratitude goes to the Gemini South and Kitt Peak observatories, NOIRLab, Catalina Sky Survey, Mount Lemmon Science Center, also Caltech and Palomar Observatory, and the Atlas Project. Thanks to them, we could share with you this live feed or sky cameras, and we had our own opportunity to hopefully see something, my friends. Considering our experience, I don't think something very bright long duration actually showed, but we are happy that we could virtually stay looking up for a while. Thanks to these superb all sky live images. That same, my friends, Gianluca Masi Virtual Telescope Project from Rome is sending all of you his best wishes and greetings. I hope that you will join our next live feed once it will be announced. I strongly suggest you to join the Virtual Telescope Project Facebook page, just to stay up to date every time something special shows, and every time we will share with you the beauty of the cosmos in real time. That's all, my friend. I will leave the live feed coming, and hopefully this will show you something interesting. Thank you very much for joining. Keep looking up.